gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Propane 5000 or something. What are we doing here?
We are doing the 3D Speed Series from Imola, round 3 of the championship.
I knew that. With me, I am your host, Hangle McCringleberry, and with me on commentary today is Bismo Funyuns, Ozymandias Buckshank, and my hetero life mate, Aaron Rodgers.
Ah, I appreciate this.
The real question is who?
Indeed, that is the question. With
That's
us as also is he who shall not be named. Because he shall not name himself either.
Indeed.
Yeah.
He is taking a vow of silence.
Room.
Indeed. All right,
oh my god, it's Magnus Sternby.
It is Magnus Sternby, yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, king of the tires himself, the Nordic marsupial, Magnus Sternby.
And here we have Matt Higgs pretending to be Richard Higgs, although we all know better. We can all say that that's definitely Matt.
I don't know, that's probably Richard today.
There's one way you can tell
15.
how it's not me.
No one's ever named a Richard. Come on. That's a name you come up with when you're trying to come up with a name that's not
Do you
yours.
know how to get dick from Richard? You asked nicely.
Nice.
Alright, so we're coming towards the end of qualifying here. Mike Stoppmill on pole position, because that's a thing that happens at all times.
That's just the natural state of the universe.
Simeon Naku second, and then there's a whole bunch of Porsches coming in with Moly Moly, Dan Bach, Magnus Sternby, Brandon Powell in that mix there. Paul Riccobenni's this like lone Mercedes island. And then we have Johnny Major. Ariel, I'm going to have to ask you to stop doing that because you're pinging on my...
Part of that was me, sorry.
Richard Higgs rounding off the top 10. Max Simon's in there. Luciano Chazo.
Who's that loser in 14th?
You mean Ayrton Tobin? Liam Curtin making his debut in 17th there. And also a new face of the grid is Diego Silverman as two cars have become one as a freakish combination of BMW M6 and Mercedes
the
AMG.
BM-Sadies.
Is that how cars are made?
No, that's how ATVs are made.
That's how RTVs are made, yeah. Again, don't really know how this game defines the maximum number of cars it can have on a grid because, as you can see, there are not 36 pit stalls for the cars to make use of because there are cars sharing pit stalls.
Yep. Well, that's okay. The guys in the background clearly aren't paying much mind to it.
That was Scott Greenfield and Benjamin Atamien, I believe. Is Benjamin the green one? I think
yes,
Benjamin
Atamien is in the green one, yeah.
Alright, so yeah, Scott Greenfield and Benjamin Atamien sharing the same pit box. That'll be interesting if they have to pit simultaneously.
Luckily, I don't think anyone's pitting unless there's damage, so
that is
crossed.
true. This is a non-pit stop affair, no mandatory pit stop. We have got the countdown on. We have red lights, red lights, red lights. And we are... Come on. There we go.
And we're racing.
There we go. We also have a new car model on the grid today as Diego Silverman is running the old Porsche.
Get him
I
to
didn't
business.
Indeed.
That is a lot of cars.
Mike Stoppmill leading the way from Moly Moly. Simeon Naku got off to a terrible start and has dropped back to 4th place after starting in 2nd.
Yeah.
Not sure what's there. He's had a couple of those. I just wonder if the Callaway is just a really difficult car to get launched properly, maybe.
Perhaps.
I think
Simeon also just had a terrible run of bad luck in
one of the overclock Audis off the track in the background. I believe it was Douglas de Groot, based on the fact that Max Simons is still hanging around in 12th place.
Johnny Major hanging on in 9th.
Looks like we had problems for the aforementioned Porsche of Silverman as he's way off the back of the pack in 35th place.
It sounds like we should have some old English crier. Yay, the Porsche of Silverman.
Only 35 cars of the 36 that were supposed to be here. Juan Borgi unfortunately ran into some technical difficulties and is not on the grid.
Jason Voorhees?
That was me last race. Jason Voorhees. Yeah, he had some murdering to do.
I mean, that's fine, as long as it's not me.
Yeah, I respect it.
Indeed. Heading through Variante Alta, heading towards Rivazza. The final turn of the Imola track. Paul Riccobenni looking to make a run on arch nemesis, longtime rival Simeon Naku. Guillermo Martinez, the top Pro-Am driver. tagging along against Brandon Powell there, and behind him it is Johnny Major and Richard Higgs.
Yeah, Ricardo.
A lot of jumping around. I assume that's actually just lag.
It's probably a mixture.
Whoa.
For Douglas DeGroot.
Drive through for
penalty.
track limits abuse for Douglas DeGroot. I do believe he cut Variante Alta, which is an automatic penalty if you do not slow down.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
He am Groot.
It's really interesting considering that there's not a lot like this. This game is normally pretty strict with the penalties, but on this track, with a couple lone exceptions of Variante Alta and Tamburello a little bit as well, it's not that picky. Like it's there's times where you can go pretty ways off track and have it not count.
There's nowhere else that you would really gain a massive advantage for us. Johnny Major makes a nice overtake there on Guillermo Martinez. 8th place.
No, it's true.
There's not a ton of like track limit abuse you can do here. Like it would be Tamburello and Alta are really the only places where it'd be like, you know, making big plays and making up big ground. Like for example here, I mean, if you went wide at Acque Minerali, would that be a tremendous advantage? No, not really.
It wouldn't be huge, but I mean, even in other tracks where you can get just a teeniest advantage, Sector 3 generally tends to err on the side of harsher penalties, or at least harsher track limits. So
we'll have to keep an eye also on the outside of Variante Alta there, because if cars hit those rumble strips, they will be having a bad day, and there will be some suspension damage.
They can be sent flying pretty easily. I was definitely given a shock more than once while in practice.
In the meantime, Mike's stop mill is disappearing into the distance while the Porsches of Moli and Dan Bach battle for brand supremacy here for second place.
Mole, Dan Bach.
If I recall correctly, Dan Bach is an unballasted Porsche, whereas Moli is carrying 46 kilos, I do believe, of ballast.
Cocaine.
I mean, I
Let's
didn't say
hope it's cocaine.
what the ballast was. It could be cocaine.
Just as long as it's there, yeah.
Could
Make
also
some money on the side.
Could also be lube. Dan Bach off!
Uh-oh.
Hard contact for Dan Bach there. I'd really just kind of got wide on his own. Let's see where he can rejoin. Looks like he's going to rejoin behind Guillermo Martinez in 9th place. I'd be very surprised if that car is not damaged.
Didn't look like any foul play there, but time will tell, I suppose. Rick Martel getting a drive
penalty
through.
for Rick Martel. That is
Speeding through the pit lane. Oh, that's just the worst.
Indeed.
You're already taking extra time, and to get
this pit lane is quite easy to speed on, I have to say. Normally I'm very harsh on the speeding in the pit lane, but this is one of the cases where there is a very abrupt need to slow down, and that could be problems. As Max Simmons also picks up his speeding in the pit lane. Cole McCray putting the pressure on Gerardo Delville, who's really far down the order. That's not normally where we see Gerardo. 16th place.
If I remember
pretty
correctly,
far up the scale for Cole McRae. I mean, what's going on?
If I remember right, Greenfield was having a terrible run with this track. Yeah, he could not figure out his braking zones, and so it was kind of backing up people a little bit. Of course, it happens. But Max Simmons getting a drive-through penalty as well for speeding the pit lane. Oh, tragedy.
I'm thinking that's the old one still, actually, because I can't imagine he got around to speed again. Frankly,
was it Max Simmons last time? I thought it was.
It was Max Simmons and Rick Martel both picked up speeding the pit lane penalties.
Looks like Richard Higgs has fallen down to 20th place.
Yeah.
He looked like he was in the pit lane, actually.
Vanatamian and Taylor.
Is he Yep, he overtakes Benjamin Atamian, and next up is Guillermo Taylor. This nice little BMW buffet here, actually, for Richard Higgs.
I like it.
There we go. Past Taylor without any real issue. Well, he didn't get the drive-through, and that's really what that matters.
Yeah, right. Who cares as long as you don't get penalized?
Generally speaking, the ESR stewards will not penalize abuse of track limits because, frankly, the game is supposed to do that for us, and it becomes very difficult when you have to also add that into the equation.
I gotta say, generally, I haven't been a huge fan of Imola in the past, but racing more.
Martinez off.
Yep, but racing here, I've come to like it. It's very flowing and dynamic, and there's a lot to do there.
no.
Oh,
Disqualification
Dun,
for
dun,
Douglas
dun.
DeGroat,
Big
ignoring the track limits abuse penalty he picked up and not making the penalty. I do believe he blamed his computer on that one. He just never saw the pop-up, which it can happen. It can happen.
it's possible.
De Paulo Ricardo Bongo. Very nice.
I didn't realize we had 3 BMWs and they were all right next to each other for a good chunk of the race.
Indeed, Cole McCray leading the BMW charge with Guillermo Taylor and Benjamin Attini. Mike Jeffries down there in 21st place. Wonder what's up with him. He's usually a more sharp end kind of racer.
Moly appears to be missing his front wheels. That's obviously a glitch,
I
but
believe that's a glitch. Yeah.
yes.
Nope, he's just that good.
That's his weight reduction.
Oh yeah. Hey man, take it if you can get it, I guess.
Bit of a rendering error. It happens. No,
He has
he's
only
got
one
one
wheel in
front
the
wheel.
middle.
Yeah,
It's
he's got-
turning max left or max right.
Yeah, I know. It's a little messed up.
Doesn't seem super efficient, but man, it's working for him.
Maybe setup?
Yeah, it's a setup thing. 30 degrees of camber on the left and remove the right wheel. We don't need it.
That would be toe.
Simeon Naku on his tail. Paul Riccobeni right behind him. So two of the veterans of the Wednesday series trailing William one of the overdrive cars.
That
off.
might be DeGroat.
That would
No,
have
he's
to
out.
be, it'd have to be Simmons because
Simmons.
DeGroat got the black flags. That's
Yeah.
Max Simmons having a rough day at the office, down in 32nd position. We may learn more of what happened to him from the stewarding report when it becomes available, probably sometime tomorrow.
Disqualified for running literally everybody off the track.
Although
It's
as
possible.
a positive, it looks like the variance in the timing is not amazingly huge today.
Yeah, everything
not
looks
great,
like
but
it's
it's, kind of in
everything
line.
looks like it's kind of in the right ballpark.
That man's
actually.
tires is sideways.
Yep.
I like it. More of that. Something that last update they did a bunch of stuff that's not good.
Maybe
Oh,
that's
yeah.
one of them.
That would be why I said that out loud, yes.
Is that why Molly's so fast? He puts his front tires on sideways.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I gotta do
it's
that
a
on my
wind
real
deflector.
car.
That's the key of this. That's the key to success right there.
It's just
Ah.
very well balanced.
The more you know.
Indeed.
Brandon
Brandon
Powell
Powell
making a
from
move on-
Brandon Powell
Oh,
and
getting-
Magnus Sternby getting into it there. A little bit of Porsche on Porsche violence. Sternby
What
holds the position.
flag is that?
That's hot.
I'm looking that up right now.
It might. Is it South Africa? No.
No,
It
it's
might be
not
Virgin
South Africa.
Islands.
No,
I believe it was the
no,
Virgin
baby.
Islands. Yeah.
Until I went there, now it's just the islands.
I was waiting
It
for
is in
that.
fact the British Virgin Islands. That is the flag.
Shout out to
Riccobeni.
geography.
Paul Riccobeni still on the back end of this battle for second place, and still, I mean, Mike Stoppel is gone, just gone.
Hey Cole, where's the more you know sound bite?
Oh, I'm not using my soundboard today. I felt like it'd be better not to use
You had
that.
one job.
I did not. My job was
Magnus
to
Sternby
turn it
getting a
off.
little bit wide there.
Ooh, again very wide. Oh, he was able to save it though. He was very sideways.
Indeed, good save by the Swede, who battles with considerable ping at all times. So
Yeah.
good to see him on the track. Paul Riccobeni looking to make a run on Simeon Naku, has not found a way around the C7 yet. Although it should be mentioned, Simeon did qualify second, so he's got pace. He just had a bad start that dropped him to fourth place. Now running in third. And,
Thankfully, he was able to make up some of that at least.
Well, it's because Dan Bach decided to headbutt the wall.
Yeah.
Although Bach is still running at 8th place and does appear to be catching people, so the car can't be too damaged, if at all.
Well, it's a Porsche. There's nothing in the front anyway. I mean, as Molly is demonstrating very well right now.
This is true. Johnny
There's fuel,
Major looking to make a run on Brandon Powell, as Powell has fallen off the back of Magnus Sternby, no longer challenging the Swede, falling more into the clutches of the top American on the day, Johnny Major.
Richard Higgs up in the 16th place.
Richard Higgs on the charge, although he's been stuck behind Benjamin Atimien for like quite a while.
He was up to 13th like a minute ago. Maybe he went off track a little.
Yeah. Oh, Paul Riccobene. What happened
Mistake.
there? Oh, it was Molly.
That was Molly off the track, and both Naku and Riccobene getting through into 2nd and 3rd place.
Those sideways tires finally got the best of him. Tried to turn left and couldn't do it.
Could not make it.
He's turned all the way left.
Oh, good point.
Sternby,
too much
Powell,
left.
Major, Bach, and Martinez in the background, so we can see back to about 9th place on the wide angle. Quick pro. That is Diego Silverman rejoining from a pit stop.
There's
He's
the
able to make up quite
aforementioned
some.
Porsche.
Sorry, go ahead. Okay.
He'll say,
Looks like Silverman was able to make up some spots somehow. Wasn't he straight at the back for a little bit? Or
Well,
did I hallucinate
he
that?
just made a pit stop, so I don't think he's made up spots per se. I think,
No.
I think it's more other people going backwards.
Yeah, that too.
Silverman started from the pit lane. That was his big thing. He didn't join the grid in time, so he, got the delay. And a bit of a wide run there by Brandon Powell. Doesn't look like he's lost a spot. And in fact, he's coming against Sternby. I would like it if the camera went to that fight instead of this, but we will not get our wish for the time being. And it's Johnny Major now on the attack against Brandon Powell. His attack on Sternby has failed, and the Audi might have a chance to come back at him here. Very strong running from Porsche right now, 4th, 5th, and 6th belonging to Porsche brand, as well as 8th and 9th.
Yeah, we'll have to see how they handle Alta. To see if we can get any change-ups. Oh, Val gets a run out on Sternby.
Yeah, I don't think he's got anything there, though. I think Sternby's got him for the time being.
Well, yeah, that's not an excellent place to turn, or to pass turn 13.
A couple of drivers are still really out of position. Richard Higgs in 16th place. I'm looking at Wesley Stokes back in 18th place. He's 2nd in the championship. So a little bit odd to see where some of the guys are. Max Simmons is out of position, but we also know he got a drive-through penalty. Oh, looks like we've lost Diego Silverman. Lucky Chop and Douglas DeGroat.
The growing list of fatalities.
Brandon Powell still looking to get past Sternby. Hasn't really had a great run yet.
While Riccobene keeps up the push against Simeon Naku. Within well under a car length, so he wants to make this happen soon. But there aren't too many passing opportunities coming up, unfortunately. Oh, Johnny Major got by.
Sternby has gotten away, and now Johnny Major on the attack against Powell.
Gives Powell a little nudge, and that's going to be it.
That's going to turn Powell around. I'm sure that will come to the steward's attention.
See, the problem is
his teammate will be able to take it back.
The problem is when you're driving a car, you just can't give high fives, so that's what he was trying to do right there.
Well, it worked pretty well, I think.
Indeed.
Cole McCray currently winning the Battle of the Admin.
Yeah.
No, he's not. There's an admin in 3rd place.
Oh.
And
Well,
Cole's
never
not. And Cole's not an admin.
I was gonna say, when was Cole an admin? Am I missing something?
I meant commentators. I don't know why I said admin.
Oh, okay.
You drunk asshole.
He's still not winning the commentary battle because Paul's up in 3rd.
The commentary battle of specifically me and Mike, I guess.
Well,
in the room.
Paul is not here right now.
And we've had Mike Stockmill on commentary before.
Paul's here in
not on right
spirit,
now.
and Stoffmill's right behind you at all times.
No,
I would believe it.
Sir, Mike Stockmill is never behind you.
Oh, he's lapped you. He's just right behind you.
He's so far ahead of you, he's behind you.
It's like a black hole. You know, the light just bends around and comes from back behind you.
He's just cruising out front right now, Stockmill.
As a matter of fact, you should be hearing the Jaws theme in your head right now.
With Peppertine in his hand.
Luciano Ichazo
making the moves on Martinez.
Guillermo Martinez. While we're talking about Martinez, might as well do a quick AM Cup summary. We got Martinez in 1st place, followed by Ayrton Tobin. Then it is Benjamin Atimien in 3rd. 4th is Liam Curtin, and 5th is Cole McCray.
Looks like there's a battle between 15th, 16th, and 17th. Maybe we can get some eyes on that.
It'd be interesting, but I think I think it's more that Mike Jeffries is just driving away from that bunch.
Sadly, it's not up to us, but we can pray and maybe do a little dance, and then the director maybe will listen to us.
Paul Riccobeni putting the pressure on the Callaway C7 of Simeon Niku. Paul Riccobeni, of course, a former champion. Simeon Niku, former Silver Cup, now Amateur Cup champion.
Niku.
So, some guys with some silverware.
Niku slightly butchering Variante Alta. That's giving Riccobeni a chance to even further eat up that gap.
Oh, it looks like Cole McCray's gone off track.
Cole McCray dropping back to 22nd.
Confirm or deny?
I suppose confirm. I kind of blacked out at that point.
That's not ideal.
Yeah, that's fine. Don't worry about it. You know,
the battle for
it's perfectly
fourth
normal
place
to black out
kind
every
of
couple of minutes.
The battle for fourth place appears to have kind of spread out a little bit. Moly Moly's also been dropped by these two really quite badly. I'm a little surprised by that, given how hard they are fighting. I know Moly's carrying a fair amount of ballast, and that could definitely be part of the equation, but a little bit surprised to just see him getting kind of left for dead. And he may relatively soon actually have problems with Magnus Sternby, who's within a second of him now.
Get a Magneto.
Based on the gap information we have here, which is looking good, but suspect still.
Well, Johnny Major is holding up Dan Bach quite well. I know Johnny's a pretty good driver on his own, but I kind of expected Bach to kind of just walk by him. Props to being able to hold him off.
I don't think anyone's really going to walk by anyone on this track. It's just not the friendliest overtaking zone.
That's true, but still, there's definitely a pace difference. Speaking of which,
here is Dan Bach looking to make the move for 6th position against Johnny Major. In the background, that's Luciano Ichazo leading Guillermo Martinez, the AM leader. And rounding off the top 10 right now is Ayrton Topin. Dan Bach still putting the pressure on against Johnny Major. Up ahead of them is Magnus Sternby, a Swede who is making his Wednesday debut.
Meanwhile, Mr. Silverman has found himself back in 33rd place.
I think he might be out of the race, actually.
Oh, it must have been a recent development. Yeah, it's going up by about a second, so...
Yeah, that might be some kind of glitch going on, but I think he's out of the race.
Cole McCray down at 22nd position.
Yeah, he's been battling with Taylor for quite some time, like last 10 minutes.
You were the leading BMW, now Paul!
Oh,
nice save.
Nice save. That was sketchy.
Oh, Bleen.
I never had a doubt.
Riccobeni with the save. Coming out of Variante Villeneuve.
Take Tamburello flat out.
Richard
Higgs
no balls.
making the moves on Benjamin Atamian.
Indeed.
That's about time.
Richard Higgs up at a 15th place. He's been held back there for a while by the
Good job,
BMW.
Richard. Even though we know Richard is just Matt in a trench coat.
It's not me because he's in 15th place.
Have we ever seen the two of you together in the same room? I don't think so.
There's only one sim.
Exactly.
There's no webcam.
Exactly.
But there could be.
There could be. Would not be hard to fix this problem, little Hig.
I don't think anybody wants to see that.
Oh, Luciano Ichazo is spinning.
Martinez getting a move on Ichazo, yeah. Ichazo losing the car there in Variante Alta. Let's see if he can...
Looks like he was able to recover it slightly.
I don't know, he's still dropping back.
Well, Tobin hasn't eaten him up, so I think it's safe to assume that he got back out.
I think he's safe on now, yeah, there he is.
Yeah.
We can see him.
He's in the draft.
Dan Bach still fighting with Johnny Major. Yeah.
Take it flat out.
Bad Company versus the VIP Racing Crew. Coast to coast rivalry.
Is that turn still called Tamburello?
Yes, it is.
Yep.
It's now Variante Tamburello, but yes. This is Variante Villeneuve here. Of course, named after Gilles Villeneuve. Then
I wonder-
we head into Tosa.
I wonder who has the most turns named after them of any person.
That would be Dave.
Probably Gilles Villeneuve.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
Either that or it's like Jim Clark or something with the large number of UK tracks.
Oh yeah.
Or Graham Hill.
Probably Jim Clark. Jim Clark gets a little more love than Graham Hill.
Oh, Dan Bach getting a big slide, but able to recover it.
But if we're talking about most turns named after someone like on a country level, it's got to be Gilles Villeneuve because he's got turns named after him at Zolder, of course, Imola, of course, Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. Magnus Sternby, a solid debut so far. Ooh, but I just kind of cast or cursed him a little bit there as he gets a bit wide into Rivazza.
It seems like it.
Johnny Major is closing on both the Porsches ahead of him. He seems to be a little bit faster than the 4th and 5th place cars, but he is running out of time with just over 7 minutes to go.
Looks like Dan Bach has also lost quite some space. Who are we on board with now?
This is Gerardo Belvel.
Okay.
Who is running behind his teammate Wesley Stokes.
Audi off. Mike Magas?
Audi off the track. That
might...
Rick Martel.
Victor Martel, yeah.
I was going to say, that is not my car.
But
it is definitely one of my teammates.
Yeah, I was going to say, you driving that green Audi.
Oh, Cole got some front end damage.
Cole with front end damage.
So far back.
See, this is where I am hunting Dave Walsh.
Oh man, I must have held you guys up so bad, but I was barely slower.
There's supposed to be a front
doing.
bumper there.
Yeah,
Javier Perez Torres and Alfonso Chacon in this, although Chacon appears to be a lap down, so he's not really in this train.
At some point, Taylor and I had a little altercation that may have caused my front bumper to fall off.
Hey, Michael.
Yes.
Yes.
I think you'll have to make a video on how to keep your front bumper on for Cole.
I believe that's a chronic problem. I'm not sure.
Excuse me.
Whoa!
Oh, Mike Magas.
Dave Walsh losing control.
Walsh just completely spin.
Yeah, that was a mistake on Dave's part. I thought I was making the move there, and he really just should have given the position. He went way too deep on the brakes.
Shout out to going deep.
If he had held it, he would have gotten the position back. So I guess you could argue worth it, but I just don't think that the brakes were ever going to hold where he was applying them.
Yeah, it's certainly true.
Still only dropped him 2 spots behind myself and Javi Perez Torres.
Oh, slow Mercedes. Who is that?
Oh, that's just someone.
That might be
three amigos.
Bert. Might be Bert. No.
Is that Zach?
Toby Howard.
It's either Toby Howard, John Peach, or Dixon Hurst. They're all kind of in the same area there, 26th, 27th, 29th. So.
Meanwhile, Liam Curtin fighting Benjamin Natamian.
Oh, someone fell down.
Leading by everything's blowing up. Oh my god.
I think that's just probably a lag issue going on. That does happen. John.
The suspense is killing me.
I believe it is.
If you look on
John Peach at the moment.
On Mole's car, there. If you look in the center, it looks like there's another wheel.
Mike Jeffries making the moves on
Brandon
Powell.
Jeffries looking to make a move on Brandon Powell down the inside into Villeneuve, but that's going to turn into the outside.
It's not going to happen.
But it's going to be inside into Tosa.
This belt, he's got the lead.
Jeffries has got it. Yeah.
Kind of surprised that worked out like that because Brandon Powell got kind of gated onto the course, so it seemed like he had the advantage there. But
yeah, but the inside into Tosa is just a powerful advantage. I don't think that there was really anything more he could do. Johnny Major in the meantime. Mike Jeffries charging through the grid. This is his teammate Johnny Major looking to get up past Magnus Sternby.
We're getting real close to the tail of that Porsche.
Battle for 5th place with about 3 minutes 45 seconds to go. Dan Bach behind them, then Guillermo Martinez. I'm surprised that Luciano Echazo's not been able to come back at Martinez at all after that mistake he made.
Maybe he has some damage of some sort.
Didn't look like he should have picked up any, but of course, you make a mistake. Sometimes that just unnerves you for the rest of the race. And down the inside, Johnny Major.
Oh, that's That is
Sternby
sketchy.
slamming the door shut. I don't think I would call that blocking, but I would say it was a little dangerous.
It was, yeah, it was a little bit on the aggressive side.
This battle is allowing Bach to close in.
Yeah, Bach has reeled in Johnny Major.
Dan Bach would like that top American honors against Johnny Major. Oh wait, Paul Riccobene.
Paul Riccobene, I was gonna say. Like,
Forgot about Paul.
is that alternate universe USA?
I mean, Paul is, he's Italian heritage, so it doesn't really count. He's like a member of the Andretti family. They're not really American.
Yeah, as you know, no Italians can live in America. It's just how it works.
Well, I mean, they identify themselves as Italian Americans. Just ask Santino Ferrucci; he'll tell you all about it.
No, I'd rather not ask Santino Ferrucci anything.
As Dan Bach gets closer to the battle for 5th place. Actually, I'd say he's really in the battle for 5th place now. This is now a 3-way fight.
He's tiptoed his way up to right.
Whoa! Sternby hits those suspension braking bumps. I hope that didn't do any damage. Johnny Major
Johnny Major making a bold Rivazza. Rivazza. Oh, that's
gonna open the door for Bach.
Oh,
that's
Bach
ambitious.
is gonna freaking eat it. Oh, but Major tries to close the door, and he ends up going around.
Oh.
Almost takes out freaking Sternby. Oh, what a turn of events. But Sternby's gonna try and make the pass back up on Bach. He's not gonna have the pace, or not gonna have the speed.
He's got the inside of Tamburello though if he wants it, so there may
flat out.
not be over.
Knowing Sternby,
you cannot take Tamburello flat out now.
Well, if you try hard enough.
You really can't.
You just can't.
You'll just get a track cut penalty.
Just drift.
I think if you succeed, then you deserve it.
When in doubt, drift.
Yeah, I don't think you
Meanwhile,
can stay
Brandon
on the
Powell.
track.
Oh,
Sternby!
And there goes Sternby. Oh, getting a little bit
Sternby
too
losing
anxious.
it.
He tried to drift too late.
Is Achasso gonna close? Yeah, Achasso's gonna pass.
Yeah, Achasso makes it happen.
Indeed.
I don't think Major will have the time, but this goes to show that it can all change in a second.
Meantime, the other bad company versus VIP battle continues. Mike Jeffries and Brandon Powell. Bit of a rivalry between these two teams forming, and their relatively similar black-dominated liveries.
And the German cars.
Liam Curtin, still on the tail of Benjamin Atamien, has not found a way past the BMW. Can't blame him. That is a really wide, fat-ass car.
Dead ass.
Every car in this field is German.
Meantime, Michael Magas gets past Cole McCray.
God damn it,
That is for 22nd position. Javi Perez Torres queuing up for a shot.
Oh, Paul Riccobene's closed on
well.
Simeon.
He's been there.
No!
Oh!
To the back.
What the heck happened there?
Dicey's no good.
All right, so the story there.
Was Simeon trying to give the position up, or what?
No, Simeon was trying to figure out if he had enough gas to go another lap.
Oh,
Did he
I
brake?
see.
He doesn't now.
He did break. That will, I believe, that has been reported to the stewards. And Guillermo Martinez is suddenly in 4th place.
Wow.
A huge day for the amateur driver. Once
Very
again,
nice.
delivering hard. It's been a great season for Guillermo. He's pulling the Simeon Naku this season, where it's just completely defying his silver rating all season long.
Well, perhaps that rating will have to change.
Dan Bach up onto the podium with that carnage as well.
Is Racestrom the only game where you guys have the driver rankings?
No, I mean they're universal.
I mean, it's not a game-specific system. Oh, Paul Riccobene
Yeah, it's just
getting
it's
a
just
bit weaselly on the corner exit there.
But is it a Game of Thrones?
I mean, there is an element of Game of Thrones to it, yes.
There's a lot of backstabbing, yeah.
Good old throne games.
A lot of gratuitous nudity. All the drivers are actually nude in their car.
I mean,
And they're all
that's
related.
not true because
I'm
Travis
not really-
Wells
are
always
really
wears
down.
a gimp suit in the rig.
Oh, he's the only one.
Where's the throne?
Sternby and
Sternby making a
Chasso.
move on Ichasso.
Not
a little
gonna
bit
work.
of a little love
Not gonna work. You cannot really go too wide through Alta.
If I've learned anything about Sternby in this one race, is that he's very aggressive sometimes.
He is a bit of an aggressive driver, but a clean one still at that.
Mm-hmm.
Either
Definitely.
has
But
some
he can make some
damage,
bold
or his car's
attempts.
not set up right.
I didn't
well,
hear anything anybody
It's
said.
probably more lag, actually. Magnus has got some significant ping at all times. So his car is always going to behave a little bit awkwardly.
Shout out to Sweden.
It will be Ayrton Tobin who will start from pole in race 2, so good outing for him.
Shout out to Mexico
back.
taking territory back from America.
Paul McCray has so far held off Javier Perez Torres.
I think he's holding him up, actually.
Well, he definitely is, judging by the lack of front end. Although he is keeping up with Michael Magas, so his pace is not that
Javi's
terrible.
having a terrible
Well, it's
time
either that or
on Alta.
Magas is
Magas.
slow.
It's certainly
I mean,
possible.
I mean, he did overtake McCray, though, so, you know.
But
It's
McCray's
good
missing half of his car, so
And
I think he
whose
just got
fault
lucky.
is that?
I would argue it's Taylor's fault. Just kidding, I don't actually remember.
Wrong.
And
I don't
here's
think
Michael
so. Actually, I
Magas
think it
coming
was-
across the line to take 22nd place.
Lucky 22.
Indeed. Cole McCray. Oh,
With a
Javi
sweet drift.
in the pit lane.
I don't think so.
Yeah, fuel problem.
Oh no!
He's
Pushing
crawling.
across the line.
He's crawling.
Dixon Hurst, is he out of fuel
Those
too?
guys are sitting on the.
Dixon might be out of field too. Yeah, he's
Or he's trying to
he's
save.
cruising. It's definitely managing a fuel
Oh,
situation
no.
there.
We'll never know. Maybe.
Like Stop Mill, your race winner from Mole, who
Wow, a full second faster than anybody else,
indeed.
at least.
Mole ending up with a gifted second place with that Rick and Benny Niku collision. Dan Bach on the podium as well. Guillermo Martinez, Niku, and Luciano Chazo, your top 6. As once again we see Atamian and
Riccobene.
having, or that could be Rick and Benny too.
We have. We're again take a look at the prize car. It's the or maybe it's the safety car. The BM Mercedes.
The Mercedes M6.
And your winner of the race so far is mainland China with 63,666 infected. Oh, sorry. What,
Oh no.
Ooh,
High score.
that's a little bit different of a race, I think.
My bad. Wrong podcast. My bad.
Wrong podcast.
This is the
Rude.
SFW car.
There's a guy on Imager who's keeping track of stuff and keeping track of stats and whatnot. So every day he does a new fucking Wuhan virus update. And the death tolls kind of skyrocketed over the last couple of days.
I think
Somebody's
that's because I
playing,
think it's because
playing
China
on the wrong setting.
I think that's because China recently modified the way by which they count new victims.
By the way, they count at all.
Yeah,
so,
that too.
well, yeah.
And the race is off.
Oh,
It's your boy.
oh,
Major
Johnny
blow
Major
off
getting
the
a terrible
line.
start.
Terrible start
Oh,
from Johnny Major.
holding up Dan Bach and Richard Higgs, but Bach just gets straight by, so no problems there.
That's the second
got
time
caught,
we've
Bach.
seen a terrible start from the outside of row
Richard Higgs
of
down
row
to
one.
15th.
So interesting.
Yeah.
Hutchison down to 14th.
Guillermo Martinez making a move on. And Magnus
Adamian
Sternby.
up to 17th.
Oh, what happened to Taylor? Oh,
Not so swift, is he?
no.
I'm sorry.
I forgive you. And we find ourselves in a world where Ayrton Tobin is out front.
He did start on poles.
That's
That's
truly
not
a
that weird.
world I don't want to live in.
It's not that weird.
Wait, where's Stoff Mill?
Stop Mill started in 10th and is up to 8th.
All right, Stoff Mill, watch. How fast can he climb the ladder?
Johnny Major is his next victim.
Yep.
Dun,
Followed by Luciano Chasso.
dun,
Oh,
dun. He
Major
gone.
giving a
He
little bit of
gone.
tap.
Thank you. Good night.
But he
Attempting
is
to put him in
through.
the wall a little bit.
Next up for Stop Mill, Luciano Ichazo.
It's interesting because as the everyone's kind of fighting for position, seeing as the top 10 was reversed. So we're gonna have to see Stobmill fight his way through Bach and Martinez and
I'm
Sternby
sorry,
too.
I don't think that's going to be a problem.
Whoa!
Oh no,
Oh,
Stoffel goes
Chasso.
around.
Oh,
no!
Stobmill goes around. Uh-oh.
Contact with Luciano
And he dropped through the
Ichazo.
ranks.
Oh, there is a god.
I mean,
Oh,
there
no!
is.
Oh,
Benny.
Paul
Listen,
Riccobene and
Ayrton
Ayrton
Tobin.
Tobin,
Oh,
the leaders.
Oh no!
Ladies.
Oh, that's a terrible
Tobin.
crash.
Ladies, this is racing, not synchronized swimming, and you need to, like,
Are you
calling
sure?
the hell
Oh,
down?
crap, I'm watching the wrong
Magnus
podcast.
Sturby's in the
that's
lead.
gracious.
Oh, and
Johnny
there's
Major
cars
is backwards.
everywhere. Oh, it's total anarchy.
My
Dan
God,
camera
he's
on
got a
that.
steel chair!
Dan Bach is coming through.
Oh my gosh.
It's a Porsche three-way.
It's a Porsche 1, 2, 3. Can they hold it?
Actually, the
Oh,
camera
this
was
right
three-way.
no, they
It's
cannot
a
hold
kinky.
it. This is gonna be a
It's a
shit
kinky
show.
Porsche podium.
Dan Bach
Dan
getting
Bach.
past Guillermo Martinez, the AM entry, leading the way in the AM class in third place.
So we must got caught up in that.
What a
Chaz-
freaking turn! That one turn took out half of the field. It seems like.
Liam Curtin is up into sixth place. I don't even know how to explain that.
Oh, Leo,
Richard
I thought
Higgs
there was lace.
is
lace
down
lace
to
curtains.
19.
Wow.
And Benjamin Atamian is falling, so he's had something happen. Either that or either
We're
that or
now-
we have a lag spike. That's always
we're-
possible.
We are now in a world where
Richard Higgs is in the pit lane. I think.
It's all going to shit.
Well, either that or he's lost about.
looks like
eight
Rico Benny and
positions.
Tobin both have retired. I can't
I'm
foresee
not
their car
surprised by
surviving that
that.
wreck. Yeah.
I'm not surprised by that.
At this rate, I'm
just
going to
get some
say
duct
that
tape.
I'm going to say that Wayne, the dirtiest player in the game, Hutchinson, is probably going to win this race because everybody's going to just fall to shit.
Could be.
Yeah.
Could be.
You got
Stern be up
12
in the
minutes
first
to prove
place,
me right.
Bach in the second, Martinez in third.
We now live in a world where Mike Stoffmill is behind Cole McCray.
I don't think that world's going to exist for very long.
It might. I mean, he
Ah,
is
Cole
way
loses
behind
front
her.
end soon.
Yeah.
Just wait till Cole loses his bumper.
Stop Milwaukee is on the tail of Wesley Stokes in a battle
Yep.
for 11.
Matt, it'll probably be Mike's fault somehow. I'm sure of it.
Put him in the wall.
Cole the Bumper Thumper McCray.
Cole McCray up
bumper
in
thumper.
10th place. What is this world we live in?
Shut up, world.
John Picha, drive
John
through track
Peaches,
limits.
yep. Oh, Guillermo Martinez is getting.
Guillermo getting real
squeaky.
rough there and losing the Porsche podium. Luciano Echazo up to third.
This has now been turned into a
Although
double
it is,
three-way.
it is still ridiculous. Look at that. 6 Porsches in the top 6. Or top 7.
Yeah, wow.
That's insane.
Top 92.
The only guy, the only non-Porsche flag in there is Luciano Echazo in that C7.
And we're just looking at the ranks. Oh, Porsche Chevrolet.
Stockmill
got
has-
one in third, but then rest is 20, 28th, and 30th. Not looking great for that manufacturer's cup.
Stop Mill up a spot there past Wesley Stokes. Next on his list is Cole McCray, the gateway into the top 10.
I won't let him have it, boys.
Go, Magnus, go! You can do it!
Sternby and Bach still out in front, battling for the dominance of Porsche.
Brandon Powell.
Brandon Powell on the
on
tail
the
of
heels of
Academy driver Liam Curtin.
showing
And
that Burgess
further-
could get it done.
Further back, it's Mike Jeffries, Wayne Hutchinson, and Cole McCray rounding off the top 10. Coming up to some lap traffic, it looks like. That is
Is that
Simeon
Higgs?
Naku, I'd
Oh,
imagine.
Naku.
Who's having a terrible second race.
Yeah. Oh, that seems to be the rule more than the exception. He's just had terrible last few races, mostly luck related.
Meantime, this is, I believe, Mr. Mike Stopmill saying, I feel naked without the top 10. I feel like this is a place I need to be. And he demotes Cole McCray to 11th place.
I'll let him go by.
Next on his list is former teammate Wayne Hutchinson.
Is that because Wayne has been elevated to absolute trash bag dirty status?
It was mostly that Wayne's promotion to gold rating meant that the team of myself, Wayne, and Stopmill became illegal.
So, by elevation to gold status, do you mean he put so many people in the wall you couldn't keep him down there anymore?
Absolutely.
Excellent.
Douglas DeGroat overtaking, that was Mauricio Delgado, I do believe, for 15th place. Douglas having a rebound race here. He, of course, got the black flag in race 1 and is now up to 15th place, so having a good,
Dan Bach.
solid outing.
Getting a little bit squirrely.
Indeed, not a good run through Variante Alta for Dan Bach. Pardon me, Acque Minerali. This is Variante Alta.
If it's only a
Yeah,
little bit
Alta's coming
squirrely,
up,
is
there
it Chipmunk style?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Well, one of the Audis in the background there, I believe Mike Jeffries spinning out. And Mike Stockmill will say, I accept your sacrifice. Oh, Jeffries!
Oh, Michael Jeffries. Oh. So I learned something today. There's only one N in Wayne Hutchison's last name. For this whole time I've been calling him Hutchinson, but it's actually Hutchison.
You're right. I can see it now, and I can read English,
right.
so that's
You're
right.
He has not corrected us this whole time.
No, what a jerk.
Guillermo Martinez, by the way, running into some problems there. Liam Curtin with the overtake.
You happy, Matt?
Sad piano.gif, or like what's going on there?
Whoa, Magnus Sternby!
Oh, Magnus Sternby!
No, Magnus, no!
Dan Bakken taking the lead from him, and now Magnus is off the track, rejoining in a safe enough fashion, I would say.
Oh, I was cheering for Magnus.
Still in the top 10, but now no longer in contention.
McCray is coming up on him.
One of the C7s in the in the trap there.
Yeah.
That's either Richard Higgs or Simeon Naku.
Looks like Higgs. It looks like Naku because Naku's dropping off.
Mike Stockmill up to 8th place is actually not overtaking anyone since we last checked in on him. He's just picked up spots because Mike Jeffries and Magnus Sternby said, "No, please, sir, right this way, sir."
Yeah.
As he is still on the tail of Wayne Hutchinson, battle for 7th place. Audi versus Mercedes, the two iconic brands of German motorsports.
My brand.
Still a good run for Guillermo Martinez despite that mistake, although he really needs to probably trim up that Variante Alta run there because he was hitting those bumps, and bad things can definitely happen.
It looked like he was taking it pretty smoothly somehow. Although Brandon Powell is going to go on the inside.
Going on the inside of Rivazza.
Yep, Rivazza. And
Martinez holds it. And Stockmill in the background has overtaken Wayne Hutchinson.
The more you know.
Brandon Powell definitely has the pace to get past Martinez. One of the three amigos rejoining from the pit lane there. With a very fucked up looking car. Inside on Tamburello, and that is going to give Brandon Powell 5th place. Good day for the Bad Company crew right now, though Ayrton Tobin made a bit of a hack of his battle for the lead with Paul Riccobeni earlier. But 2 top 5s for the pro Bad Company entries anyways, with Bach leading the way and Powell running in 5th place. Mike Jeffries looking to make a comeback after his spin. He's on the tail of Mauricio Delgado. Delgado's been promoted here to 12th place. I'm not sure what happened there, but it looks like Mike Magas and Javi Perez Torres came to blows at some point and have dropped back.
Looks like Leonard Burke gets a drive-through penalty, speeding in the pit lane.
For speeding in the pit lane. It's not been a good race for the Project Zora crew. Higgs,
bad race for those guys.
Higgs, Burke, and Naku, 26th, 27th, and 28th place.
Jeffries gets by Delgado without so much as a squeak.
Yeah, I think Delgado might have just given him that one, to be honest.
They're flying in formation.
A very ugly formation, but a formation nonetheless.
Very beat up formation, yes.
It's the Flying L.
Flying L.
Pretty much. By the way, I got to shout out Dixon Hurst running up in 14th place. He has he had 0 points at Zolder and 0 points at Hockenheim, so a very solid run from the Mercedes driver here so far.
Oh, wide goes whoever's that, Dixon? Maybe? No, I scratched that. Whoever is behind them in the Zach Speed Mercedes.
That might have been
John
Toby.
Peach. That's got to be John Peach. Toby Howard's not in the race. He had.
Oh, he isn't. No.
Technical difficulties, unfortunately. Between races.
Damn it! Just when I start to learn people's liveries, they go ahead and die.
Hey Cole, you've kept your bumper so far.
Yeah, I know. I kept my bumper so far.
You're still running in 10th place ahead of Wesley Stokes.
Yeah,
I have lost me lucky charms though.
As Diego Silverman
having a look at Javier Perez Torres.
Javier
Torres.
I'm gonna be honest. I checked out after Sternby fell out of 1st place.
Just fell into a deep depression.
It's not even worth it anymore.
Diego,
Silverman,
I think, has got
making
this.
A run.
And the camera cuts away at just like not the right time.
The best time.
Throw it that way.
If only we could
100%.
control the replay and control where the camera is.
I mean,
gotta
we can,
record.
but it would involve someone like recording and not racing, which is always a massive sacrifice to make.
Or you could save it after the fact.
No,
Full
but then we don't
race.
get the interface.
You
We
don't get the
timing.
interface on the replay.
Mhm.
You have to, in order to use the spectator function in Race Room, you have to record it live. There is no other option. Wesley Stokes making a run on Cole McCray here. Interesting that he's choosing this because he's giving the inside line to Cole through Rivazza. So
Oh, Cole.
Yeah,
Yeah,
oh.
there, bud.
Yeah.
bit of a squeeze there.
Put him in the wall.
Bit of an unneeded squeeze there, Cole, because you had the inside line.
Oh, it worked
Wasn't
out.
that where Ratzenberger died?
Ben Ratzenberger?
Roland.
Are you
No.
saying that Cole
Jump.
killed this Ratzenberger fellow?
Probably not, unless he was
I-
there with a sniper rifle in 1994.
I would love to.
I mean,
Yeah, 1 year before I was
can't prove he
born.
wasn't.
Liam Curtin's up to 4th place.
You see,
Wow.
Cat so far.
Academy driver.
The Hard Charger of the Day award.
Indeed.
Or he's had all the luck on his side.
I mean,
Yeah, well-
yeah, but you got to take advantage of it. It's like
6
Lance,
of one, half a
beating
dozen of the other.
Stockdale.
it's like Lance Stroll's win. It's like Lance Stroll's 2nd place in Baku. I mean, like
I was
like
3rd
it-
place.
3rd place, pardon me. Like it or not, you got to be able to take advantage of it. There are drivers who have a knack for it. Sergio Perez comes obviously most to mind.
Yep.
King of the random podium. And his teammates don't get them.
Kvyat.
So, I mean,
Scott Dixon
well,
has
Kvyat's
also
only
been
got
known to
the
do that a
one.
little bit.
Oh, around goes.
Oh, is that?
That was Liam Curtin.
Liam Curtin. Oh. Oh, it
Pastors
We-
too good
Curse
for
We
this
need to
world.
stop
You're too
talking
beautiful.
nicely about drivers.
Promotes Brandon Powell, Guillermo
That bastard.
Martinez, and
Around
Mike.
goes-
Oh,
yeah,
Martinez.
Martinez gets psyched out by Stoffmeal the Destroyer.
I mean, Stopmill, I think, got psyched out a little bit by Martinez. Actually, he kind of made the same mistake and just recovered
Curtin
much better.
Trying to
Liam
get
Curtin
past.
making it up against Sternby.
Liam Curtin versus Sternby.
Dive. Take a dive. Oh.
Heading into Rivazza. That's a very tight line in Rivazza. Don't know if I like that.
He's not setting himself up for a good exit.
Cole McCray
McCray
still
holding
using
up
that.
Wesley Stokes.
Still using that BMW booty to hold
Yep.
off
Ooh,
the
Stokes
Porsche
goes
of
very
Wesley
wide.
Stokes. I have noticed that the row Porsches seem to be different from the other Porsches. Maybe it's just their coloring that makes
How?
it seem that way, but I don't know.
It could be. Well, on
it's-
some of the
it looks
cars,
like
they
there's,
are
like,
different
subtle-
between liveries.
Looks like there's like a subtle difference to their body to the other
So-
Porsches.
Some cars are subtly different depending on their
Could
liveries.
ju-
The McLaren
just-
650S comes to mind.
I think it's just the highlights of the.
It could
colors.
just be the highlights and the livery playing games with it, but I don't know. It to me it looks slightly different, but it could just be a livery thing.
I don't
I
think it
need
would be
them
different.
headlights to have an extra 1 meter circumference.
That would be a lot.
That'd be a
That's
yeah.
the joke. Big
R
googly
slash
eyed bastard.
whoosh.
Mike Stockmill putting the pressure on Brandon Powell here for 4th position.
Hold him up.
This will be the last lap, so Powell
Weave
can
back
hold
and
him
forth.
off through basically Rivazza. He will get the honor of beating Mike Stockmill unless Dan Bacchus started another lap. In which case we may have another one. Looks like we
It
actually
doesn't
do
look
have
like
another
it.
one.
Oh, we do. Oh, wow.
Looks like it.
I don't think so.
Well, I'd need to see where Bach is.
Oh no, Leonard.
Leonard
not again.
Burke speeding in the pit lane. Wesley
That
Stokes
Stokes
still
still
behind Cole
Project
McCray. Richard Higgs is making some progress for the Project Zora crew.
And your winner, Mike Stoffman.
It will not be Mike Stockmill, I don't think.
What?
He will come in. He's coming home in 5th.
Oh, Stokes trying
Little
to
dive there.
Cole
little
McCray still holding on. That's Mike Jeffries in the background in 12th position.
Brake check.
Spin him
Brake
on the
check.
last corner.
get a brake check.
It will be Cole McCray
Pit
who
nitrous.
takes home 10th place ahead of Wesley Stokes. Javier Perez Torres on the tail of Douglas DeGroat, who had a much better second race. Oh,
Max
no, that's
Simmons?
Max Simmons, actually.
Yeah.
Looks like
Douglas to Max
we
Simmons.
lost
We
Douglas,
lost
of
DeGroat.
course.
Poor Dakota. Poor Doug.
Dave Walsh coming home in 12th.
Oh,
Oh,
Dan Bach
Dave.
making a spin. Oh,
That's
and
Dave.
David Walsh too. Well, Bach also had.
That's
Are you
not
on
Dan.
drugs?
That's not Dan Bach or Dave Walsh. It's not either of them. That was Guillermo Taylor.
Has Bach come back to the
but
pits?
Bach
We would,
fell down like 4
we
spots.
here at ESR Racing would like to apologize for the rampant drug use here on commentary.
Yes,
Absolutely.
but Bach had finished the race when he started falling
Oh.
down, so it doesn't
Okay.
matter.
Oh, I
We
didn't
do
know
them
that it keeps
responsibly.
counting the time after the race is on.
He probably ran out of gas across the finish line. It's probably what it is.
That happened to a couple of people, definitely.
People cutting their fuel load a little bit short, guys. Not really sure that's tremendously advisable.
I mean, it works fine as long as you got a grappling hook.
It's saving the environment, man. Come on.
Save the turtles.
Richard Higgs does salvage some points for Project Zora, but it was a rough day for him and the team.
Praise
Dan-
Zorg.
Dan Bach, your winner from Luciano Chazo. Moly with a double podium, ahead of Brandon Powell. Mike Stockmill, Guillermo Martinez is your amateur winner. Wayne Hutchinson, Magnus Sternby, Liam Curtin, Cole McCray, Wesley Stokes, Mike Jeffries, Mauricio Delgado, Dixon Hurst, Michael Magas, Diego Silverman, Max Simons, Javier Perez Torres, Johnny Major, David Walsh, Benjamin Atamien, Alfonso Chacon, Rick Martel, Guillermo Taylor, Richard Higgs. Leonard Burke picks up a 90-second penalty for not serving that last drive-through, which he didn't have the opportunity to serve.
Yeah, it was impossible.
And Simeon Naku are your finishers. Everybody else that you see below them is out of the race.
Wow. What an
Did not
eventful turn.
fornicate.
What an exciting turn of events. There was plenty going on that whole time.
Pulling up the standings real quick here just to give the rundown of where the 3D Speed Series stands heading into the next round at Monza, which will be an interesting experience. Mike Stockmill still leading the way. He now has a 102-point advantage over Mole. Dan Bach in third, followed by Guillermo Martinez, the top AM driver. Luciano Echazo, Wayne Hutchinson, Wesley Stokes, Paul Riccobeni, Brandon Powell, Richard Higgs, your top 10. In the teams battle, Bad Company has retaken the lead that they lost at Hockenheim from MMR Land Motorsport. RRS Extreme is in third place, followed by Project Zora. Despite the absolutely terrible second race, they did have a very good first race, so that kind of makes up for it. VIP Racing rounding off the top 5. Next up, like I said, is going to be Monza. And coming up this weekend, we've got action from the Formula USA series at Lausitz, as well as the ESR Academy from Suzuka West.
Wait, didn't we have 3D Speed last Saturday?
We
Not
never
3D
have-
Speed, Formula US.
Yeah, it's a weekly thing.
Oh, I thought it was every week.
It
Or
is
other
every week.
If you would look on the schedule, they're posted by the one and only Martino Poutine Face Martinez.
To answer the comment that Ayrton just put on one of our videos, it is Guyana that is Douglas DeGroat's flag.
See.
Gentlemen, do you have anything else you want to add before we call it an evening?
Eat your
Cucumber
fruits and
mustard pickle?
vegetables. Wow, that was oddly relevant.
Tremendously so.
And stay in school.